And when you align your vision, your values, and your actions, it creates that fulfillment.
Hey, Kevin Amos, Pine Financial Group. We work together so you succeed. Hey, you found us here on YouTube. You found us here on Facebook. We're trying to build a channel to help more real estate investors just like you. Please hit like, hit subscribe, and help us do that. I am so excited today to have one of my mentors, my coach. He agreed to join us today. Jerry, thank you so much for coming on.
Kevin, thanks for having me, man. This is going to be awesome. And I am so grateful to have the opportunity to speak to your audience because you guys do an amazing job for your clients. And this is going to be fun.
I can't even believe that you accepted this. I'm like humbled that I got you on our YouTube channel. So gosh, appreciate it. So I wanted to bring you on because you're filling my head with wisdom each and every month. And I know you do your weekly thing, and I've been trying to get on that. That's been tough for me, but whenever I'm in your presence, I'm learning something. So I'm like, let's get him on and help our audience, our real estate investors, be more successful. So we talked about what can you tell us, what wisdom can you share to help a real estate investor?
Yeah, I think it's really awesome what you guys do. And as I think about what I have learned in the journey of being an entrepreneur myself, and then working with really successful companies and CEOs like you, is really making sure that we're bringing conscious intention to everything that we do. Otherwise, you end up being that leaf blowing in the wind and not really understanding why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And so I think one of the things that I talk about a lot is that success without fulfillment is the greatest ripoff in life. And so as we go through this journey, and certainly we have little economic headwinds, at least uncertainty, right? We're not exactly sure what's going to happen. And so we're making this constant trade for like risk and reward and understanding, hey, here's the reason why I'm doing it. And I'm willing to take this risk for this reward. And when people don't get really clear on that, I think they end up doing things that later on they potentially regret, or they snap their finger and say, I missed the mark there. And so that's the one thing that I think is really important. I think it's really important, not only for, the senior leaders, but the entrepreneurs, but it's for everyone, right? I think the highest and best use of our life is to live your life on your terms, not on someone else's terms, not in this world of more and now, which always leads to disillusionment and disappointment. It's really just to say, hey, you know what? I gave it my best swing in life, and I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, I love it. I know you said success without fulfillment before we jumped on, before I hit that record button. And gosh, it has pretty deep meaning. It's hard to unwrap that. When you say success without meaning, help me understand, how do I find that?
Yeah.
I know I'm looking for it. We all look for it. But how do you do that?
Yeah, I think you have to do the work. You have to do the deep reflective work to say, who am I? What do I believe? What's the impact that I want to go make on the world? And when you align your vision, your values, and your actions, it creates that fulfillment, right? I'm not living life on someone else's terms, or people told you to go do this thing, and you're like, but it didn't bring me any joy. And so it does take actual time to say, I think I'm only going to live life once, so I better do it right. And I hope I get more shots at it, but I don't think I do. And so most people don't do the deep work because sometimes they're scared of what it is that they think or what it is that they feel. Lean into that. And by the way, good news, you control your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So if you don't like what you're thinking about, you can change them, right? We can physically rewire our brain, but it takes work to do that. And so I think that's the piece that I always come back to. Conscious intention, your life, your terms. And, one of the things that I think about, maybe particularly in places where people are either doing this full time or it's a side hustle to, the work that they're doing.
Yeah, we have quite a bit of that on the show. So.
Yeah, no, for sure, right? And I think it's coming back to what the role of money is. And, I call it the 3 F's: finances create freedom for fulfillment, right? We have to be really focused. Finances are a tool for you to have the freedom to go do what it is that you want to do. The purpose of life is not to stack as many Benjamins into your bank account as possible. I'm a capitalist, believe me, I love doing it, right? But that's not the end all and be all. And this really struck home for me. My mom passed away 2 years ago. And she said to me one time, she said, son, you can't take it with you. And it was like, that's right, you can't take it with you. And so if you're not thinking about what this thing that I'm accruing, this capital that I'm accruing, and how it is that I'm going to use that to create the impact on the world, then I think you've missed the mark.
Well,
and so it's just bringing that back into focus of like conscious intention, because I have met tons of people, Kevin, I'm sure you have too, that have lots of money and they have no connection. They have lots of money and they're paranoid because they think they're after their money. It's like, no one cares about your money, right? You care about your money because you've attached importance to it. And it is important. It gives us the opportunity to go do the things that we really want to do, but it's not the end all be all. And that's the pause that I want to make sure that people understand. I had a client who called me, it was 2 Januaries ago, very successful guy. He just said, I had the greatest year of my life. I've made more money than I ever have. He has invested in rental properties. He said, I have cash flowing rental properties. I never have to work another day in my life. Jerry, I'm miserable.
Yeah.
And we unpack that.
Yeah,
it's real, right? And so we unpack that. And it was because he was trying to stack Benjamins into his account.
Yeah.
And he never stopped to think like, oh, okay, well, I got it. Now what am I going to do? And so he went and made an impact in the community that he was very involved in. He called me about 6 months later and he was like, this is amazing. I finally got past that point of like, oh, it's just all about the money and all about the capital. And now it's like, I'm doing work that is meaningful and fulfilling for what my wife and I want to do for the community. So those are things that I think about.
I love it, Jerry. And I've learned that. It took me a long time because the pursuit of money is so powerful.
Yes.
And I was like every day just grinding and grinding. I wanted the big bank account. And once you have it, that doesn't make you happy. Now I say this all the time. Money doesn't make you happy. Not having it will make you unhappy. I do believe that. So there's a balance here. And the fulfillment piece of it is vital to happiness. So the pursuit of the money is not the happiness. And I think that's what I'm hearing you say. I'm just really curious. I know we're going a little bit long on this video, but I'm just really curious, like what is an exercise I could do to help me be happier and look for that fulfillment? Is there anything that you could recommend that an approach I could try to take here?
Absolutely. So I want to make one distinction, and it's a little bit of a distinction. Happiness is temporal. I can wake up every day and I can choose to be happy. I can also stub my toe getting out of bed and be really pissed off the next second, right? And so happiness is an approach. It's a decided approach to life. Good news, happiness, optimism, enthusiasm, all associated with better outcomes. So it's a good approach. But fulfillment is that deeper level, which is why I'm going to get to answering your question. And I always come back to it as it's your vision, which is the impact that I want to go make on the world. It's your values, which is your operating system. It's defining, here's how I'm going to treat people, right? Here's the compact that people can expect from me. And then my actions, actually going out and living your life according to what you want to go do, how you're going to go do it. And suddenly you have fulfillment. It may not always work out. The outcomes may not always be behind it, but at least it's your life on your terms and you can feel really good about that piece. So yes, the answer is Google, values exercise. Google how to generate a personal vision. And if you want to reach out to me, I have exercises. We've done that personally, our work, Kevin, and I know how beneficial.
Hugely valuable.
Yeah. And so it is, because it takes that worry and that wonder away. I know you've had this because I've had it too. Every person in the world has. You get that little pit in your stomach when you do something and you're like, that's not how I want to show up. That's not the person that I aspire to be. And the clearer you are on where you're going, your North Star, your vision, your impact, and how you want to do it, your operating system, the less times you go over the guardrails and you're like, oh man, that's not who I want to be. And that's that piece where it's like that momentum just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and a virtuous cycle. And suddenly everything is working for you. Everything is a gift and an opportunity. And that's when life becomes even more fun than flipping a house for a lot of profit.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I know we went pretty deep here, and I know we're going to have you back on we're going to talk about some values. We're going to talk about some other things that will help real estate investors. So stick with us. We're going to be posting more videos with Jerry.
Amen.
Jerry, how do we get a hold of you if we have any questions, or
yeah, absolutely.
Are you open to that?
Of course, of course. I mean, I'm on this mission, right? I mean, imagine showing up to every call. You know, I have about 25 hours of calls a week. My mission is to positively impact 5 million people over the next 5 years through better business. Because you know what, Kevin, I've never had anyone show up to work and say, you know what, I really want to suck today. Yeah. And yet there are plenty of people who are ineffective. And so I help leaders live their life on their terms. So yeah, best place to come find is go to ProvenChaos.com. Lots of ways to get in touch with me there. And, you know, if you ever want to come to office hours on Thursdays, we do it 2 to 3 o'clock Eastern time. We'd love to have you. It's senior leaders knocking heads on how to best solve problems and how to live a really great life.
Yeah, the office hours is so fantastic. It's a small group. It's a peer group. It's really, you know, confidentiality, all of that stuff. And it helps. It definitely helps. So we're going to put up some information right here about your contact information, your website. You can get all of his contact information there. If you're looking to invest in real estate, maybe a more passive approach, or if you're out actively doing deals and need some help with that, give us a call, check us out. You can find us at pinefinancialgroup.com.